The Man Whore Podcast is sponsored by HotMovies.com. Try out some ethical, paid-for porn for free with none of those hidden fees or secret subscriptions when you sign up at HotMovies.com and use the promo code MANWHORE. The Man Whore Podcast is sponsored by Beducated.com, a platform where you can take first-class online trainings ranging from penis massage to female orgasm. Use the promo code MANWHORE to get 20% off any of their courses at Beducated.com. Now let's get to the show.
Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
Shout out to the clam bumpers, the girth warriors, the cooter shooters, and the bromosexuals. This is Billy Procida, and you are listening to the Man Whore Podcast. Girth warriors, that was like my favorite one that I found on Urban Thesaurus. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Sex Positive Podcast, hosted by a comedian that's not a comedy show. This week on the pod, I have got on fellow stand-up comedian Gordon Baker Bone. We're talking about love, we're talking about relationships, and we're talking about what we've learned about porn in a little bit. Can't wait to share them with you. Folks, I had an accomplishment over the weekend that if you follow me on social media, you probably already know about. Oh, I landed a pay pig, everybody. Oh, yeah. Got me a pay pig, that sweet, sweet Findommy money. Oh, it was great. So unexpected. All I did was tweet with the hashtag Cashmaster like earlier that day. Several dudes slid into my DMs on Twitter to be all like, I want you to drain my wallet. One of them was serious. He before he even DM'd me, he sent me $25 on Cash App. All right. Got my attention. And we're going back and forth a little bit in the DMs. And then he's like, should I send you more? I'm like, yeah, you should send me more. And he sent me $50 more. I'm like, oh man, that was easy. And now he's giving me $75. Like I should give him some for his money. And this dude, he wanted to be, demeaned. He wanted to be gay bashed a little bit. He wanted to feel kind of pathetic and weak for wanting to give a hot straight guy on Twitter all of his money. So I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm calling him the word thing. I'm calling him pathetic, and I'm telling him that would never even bother with him. I told him that, like, my Patreon people pay way less money to see me naked, and he'd have to pay an absurd amount of money to see me naked because he's such a fucking loser, you little piggy loser. And I went through a lot of this stuff, and then I started to realize, like, wow, I'm like, outside of like, calling him a faggot, it's like I was running out of gay bashing terminology. I was like, I'm not good at this. I need to go on Reddit and like research, like what are the nasty things people say to gay dudes these days. I'm out of touch. I need to learn new slurs or something. So we're going through, I'm getting to know like his boundaries. Mostly he just wants to be drained. He wants to be pushed. He wants to be demeaned. I learned some things about like what his failed cash masters went through. Namely that they would ask for too much money too early. That they wouldn't be nasty and mean enough. They were unresponsive. And hey, I'm glued to my phone. Anyone who's tried to contact me on any social media platform knows, like, yeah, you get a pretty instant message. I'm kind of lonely sometimes. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I think I might have this new sweet gig. I even tell him, hey, as my pay pig, if you don't bore me in the next 10 days, you will get the privilege. Remember, for him, it's a privilege. I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting taken care of, but I gotta sell it to him. I gotta be like, oh, you will get the privilege of choosing one of these monthly bills of mine to take on. And I'm not going to tell you how much any of them are. But starting March 1st, you're going to have to send me that. And that's just to be able to talk to me and to send me money. Like, if you want to send me $50 randomly, you have to take care of one of these bills, that type of thing. And I'm sending him like my car payment, my Planet Fitness membership, my utility bill, my rent, stuff like that, and he can pick one. He even instantly said, he's like, I want to take care of your car payment, master. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Take care of my car payment, you filthy little piggy. Of course, I didn't say that. I had to like keep myself calm, cool, and collect. I'm like, I mean, like maybe, you know, if you don't bore me in the next 10 days, if you can, I don't know, somehow keep me interested for the next 10 days, yeah, I'll let you pay for my car. Oh, the control. By the way, this entire time I'm in a bathtub reading the fourth Lisbeth Salander novel. They call it the Millennium series, but we all know it's a Lisbeth Salander novel. Mikhail Blomkvist is really a protagonist just to show us what's happening. Lisbeth's who we showed up to see, but that's besides the point. So this dude is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm asking this, but can I send you more money? Could I send you $75? Remember, he's already given me 75, and I thought, ooh. I said, I think you can send me more. And he says, oh gosh, oh my, 125? Make it a clean $200 for the night? And I said, and now you've made me a happy man. He sends the 125. I scream and yell in the bathtub, just waving my feet in the air, be like, yes, I fucking did it. I did it. And I told him, okay, now I'm going to go back to enjoying my bath, and you're going to leave me alone for the night, and then we will talk soon. And he was so thrilled. He's like, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so hard right now. I was like, I guess you got a pathetic little dick to take care of, but I'm going to enjoy my bath and my new money. And everything's fine. Now, before you start thinking about canceling your Patreon pledge because you think, oh, Billy's taken care of, I woke up the next morning and he had blocked me on social media and on Venmo and Cash App. Because, and I'm proud of this, and I checked with some fellow FinDoms. I hit up Mistress Harley, the @TechDom, who you've heard on this show. And she said that this was common. He blocked me on all things because the dude realized that if he didn't block me, at least for a little bit, he would just give me all of his money. Because I was so good at making him feel like a pathetic little fucking piece of shit loser, a worthless waste of life whose only purpose, his sole purpose in this world is to just give me his money that he works hard for. He realized, I would just give this guy everything tomorrow. I got to block him. So part of me was flattered. I was like, yeah, I did a good job. And there's another part of me is like, I don't know. I think he'll be back. We'll see. What's up, loser? If you're listening, you better get back here by the 1st because my car needs to be paid for. And you want to pay for it. Oh, things are fun and cool, everybody. So that was just a little something I wanted to share with y'all. I also want to share with y'all some show dates, people. Show dates. Nothing new here if you're not skipping the intro every week. Okay, today, Wednesday, as you're hearing this, hopefully, February 26th, I'm at the People's Improv Theater on the 6 p.m. show. It's a free show. It's a mixture of stand-up and improv. I'm not doing improv. I'm doing stand-up, but you can come down and see that if you want. And then Grand Rapids, Michigan, I'm performing at Laugh Fest. I'm dumb, so I said the name of the wrong place. March 10th is at Creston Brewery, and then March 12th is still at Dr. Grins. Both of those are 9 p.m. shows. They're both free Laugh Fest showcases. So I encourage you all to go to laughfest.org. Check that out. Get your pass if you want to go see some of the really big time stand-ups who are going to be there, like Maria Bamford and shit. And then, come check me out on one of the free shows. Cool. Yeah. By the way, this is one of the last things I have to say about that road trip I went and did. I want to give a few quick thank yous to all the fabulous people who gave me a place to stay all over this fine country. It was a really cool experience to know that, like, I could just kind of put out on Instagram and Twitter and be like, hey, I'm going to be vaguely in this area. Who's within 3 hours of that and has like a spare bedroom or a couch for me? I'm big on couches. People apologize for couches. Like, I'm sorry, I only have a futon. I was like, you don't understand. I love give me a good couch and I'm a happy boy. But I want to say thank you to Jesse Sage in Pittsburgh. You know her from her bonus episode a few weeks back. She also does the Peep Show podcast. Thanks, Jesse. Shout out to Tiffany in Indianapolis, Amanda in Columbia, Missouri, Matt Slayer, and Kate Kennedy in Los Angeles. Matt Slayer, you've heard him on the podcast. He did Cast That Porn recently. He has his own podcast. It's called And Now We Drink, which I was on last week. He gave me a place to stay. Kate Kennedy, who's a really hot, very funny porn performer in LA. Thanks for the crash pad. Shout out to the cutie patootie Jay in Northern California. What's up to Kate in Phoenix? Oh my gosh, thank you for the water and the blowjob. That was very kind of you. It's a nice way to send me off on a 12-hour drive. Shout out to the hookers in Mississippi. I love you both so much. It was great debating, healthcare reform, I guess. Taylor Chandler out in the Maryland, D.C. area. You'll hear her on the podcast soon. And, of course, Lindsay, Big Daddy, if I can call you that, honey. Thank you for letting me stop by in Sacramento. It's a cool network. Other comics at my level don't have like fans who are giving them water and places to sleep and shit, So I just want to say thanks also for giving me some street cred in the New York comedy scene, in as much as they're like, yeah, Persida, he keeps doing that slut show thing, but I don't know, it seems to be working. He's getting titty pictures and couches to sleep on. I don't know. It's, I gotta use Airbnb, but Billy just puts out a tweet. So, I love you all dearly. All right, now it's time to play Cast That Porn, brought to you by HotMovies.com. HotMovies.com, if you don't know by now, is a pay-per-minute porn site where you can buy a chunk of minutes to watch any of the porn that you desire. It makes it both an ethical and affordable way. Hashtag pay for some of your porn. Something you're going to hear about in my episode this week with guest Gordon Baker Bone. But to help us play Cast That Porn this week, I've got on another stand-up comedian, Tracy McClendon, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for coming over to watch porn in my bedroom. Not weird at all.
Not the first time
for me. Gosh, I hope it was of your own free will.
Always.
Well, what's the movie that we're going to be watching today?
So I chose Stepmom Gets Stuck. I don't know if anybody knows about this genre of porn films, but Stuck is one of my favorites. It's absurdist. Like, it's funny because it's never stuck. Like, if you watch someone get stuck porn, there's so much clearance on any side. Like, I've watched one where a girl she opened the window and leaned out, and then the window closed on her, and she's like, I'm stuck.
I can't possibly lift this half-pound window off.
Yeah, she was squirming around, and then she got fucked from the room and from outside. And I was just like, honestly, the ingenuity of porn writers these days.
I have a friend who's she's actually on the show recently, Alexis Allure. She did a custom with her friend Eliza, and the custom that the guy wanted was they're both like BBW stars, okay. And he wanted one of them to be quote unquote stuck under the bed.
Yep,
like they're too fat for the bed. Like to be under it. So he wanted them, one stuck under there and the other one helping him out. They didn't even get naked. It was just Alexis trying to get her friend out without, I don't know, lifting the bed.
Yeah, no, it's always truly ridiculous, the things that people get stuck under in. You never see a man get stuck. That's my issue so far. I'd love for them to make that step into a man gets stuck porn.
Yeah, you don't want the women to stop getting stuck. You want men to be stuck
too. I like equality. Like, you know what? I kind of like the movie Jumanji a little bit because he gets stuck in a board game for 26 years. So
yeah,
that's pretty good, right?
What is it about stuck porn that does it for you?
It's so funny. And I love a good plot or a bad plot, as in the case of stuck porn.
Just like plot.
Yeah, I love a good meaty, like, what is this dynamic? Stuck porn never doesn't have plot. Like, it doesn't just start, she's stuck and someone's fucking her. It's always like she becomes stuck.
Yeah.
Someone comes in, she asks for help. a bargain is struck. Like there's always something going on with a stuck porn.
Yeah, without the plot, with stuck porn, it's just too many questions for me to beat
Right.
off. I'm just like,
Absolutely.
why are you stuck? How are you stuck? Who's this guy helping you out? What's the motivation here?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, how long have you been here? Like, when did this occur? Like,
This can't be like Shazam, where it's like, yeah, parts of it is fun, but the whole time I'm like, but why? Sure, why not? Yeah, that can be the answer.
Yeah.
Well, you said you've done, you checked out all the clips from all 3 clips.
So I clicked the main thing, and then I thought it was going to be one story.
Yeah.
It was 52 minutes. But then watching it unfold, I was like, this could be a whole thing.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of non-linear the way
Sure.
that I looked at it, like a kind of a Quentin Tarantino film. The first stickage is like actually the second one.
Okay.
Then we do a flashback.
Well,
and-
I want to find out what your vision was for Stepmom Gets
Absolutely.
Stuck, Volume 1 from who's this from? This is from the Aaron Electra Studios. This is starring Aaron Electra, something like that.
Okay, no, this is a good place to start. This is
Oh no! Don't look under the bed.
no,
You're gonna get stuck.
She's got to get her heels
Oh.
up.
Damn it. I'm stuck.
There we go.
Oh, no!
You can make a drinking game. The amount of time she goes, I'm stuck. Oh goodness, I'm stuck.
Son,
Also, if she just flattened down and
no,
rolled over,
someone.
she
Yeah.
would no longer be stuck.
There's no reason to be stuck here.
There's literally, like, she has so much movement available.
Stuck.
And her adult son, who still lives with her.
Okay, so here's where. So it is the same 2 actors for all these clips, right?
Okay.
But the issue that I had as I was watching it, he plays different types of sons.
Oh.
In each clip, each son has his own vibe. Like this son is an adult son who like acts like he's 12. So I'm like, maybe he's developmentally delayed, which, is actually pretty like we need more representation for all groups, right?
It's like very progressive for porn. Okay.
Yeah, like he at one point like plays the bongos on her butt like that because he's so excited to be having sex with her. Like that's the type of son this one is.
Well, so who's playing this first son?
So I have these 3 sons. So the first son, I have Justin Bartha.
Okay.
Because-
who's just
He was Doug in the Hangover films.
if you don't remember Doug, he's the one we lost.
Exactly. He also, if you watch the film Gigli, he plays a developmentally delayed adult that gets kidnapped by Ben Affleck
Oh gosh.
and Jennifer Lopez. So I know he has the range.
I meant get me out first. I declare, you are silliest.
You're just so silly.
You're a silly boy.
You silly goose trying to fuck mommy who's stuck, kind of.
And then she brings up, so this is an off-screen casting, but I just want, like, she brings up the stepfather a lot.
Okay.
Like, his father, because she's the stepmother,
Right,
so
right.
his actual father. And I think Jeremy Irons,
Yeah.
like, I just want that gravitas of, like,
He's not there, but there's a photo of him like
Yeah.
on the nightstand.
out there on the wall, you're just like, he's done something wrong to her, and that's why she keeps, getting stuck. Like,
Yeah, it's his fault she keeps getting stuck under the bed. And then who's playing the mom?
okay, so I'm like, maybe I want, like a Kate Blanchett or a Toni Collette, because in my recasting of this, we're going to focus on her face a lot. We're going to get a lot of, like, her internal, I want, like, a woman who can really go through all of the emotions.
Tony
of,
can truly show all the different
exactly,
shades of
being
yeah.
stuck, bargaining with your son to get unstuck.
Just going through the stages of grief of being stuck.
Right, like realizing that now your son is having sex with you to get unstuck, and like, coming to grips with that because this is, so she's stuck. She bargained for him to
fuck her
and then unstick her. Like, that's the deal they struck.
Right.
But also, it becomes like this little tutorial where she's like, this is how you have sex. And then she also, we missed it earlier, but she drops a little hint like, you can't come in me. So you know what's going to happen by the end of this clip.
He's gonna come in her.
And that there's a whole drama of that afterwards where she's like, you had one rule.
And then finally acceptance. Like,
Right.
I'm fucking my stepson, quote unquote, which they're always actually just the son. Do you know why they actually say step in the stuff?
So just, I feel like it's for the actor's comfort. No?
It is purely credit card processors telling them that we won't process your credit card payments.
For incest specifically?
Because they're considering that obscenity, and their lawyers told them that outdated obscenity laws could technically make them liable for federal prosecution. So lawyers are the reason we can't have good old normal incest porn.
Like Taboo used to make it.
Yeah, like Kay Parker?
Kay Parker.
Are we in the...
I'm sorry, Taboo 2 is one of the best films of all. It's the sequel. It's the
I like
sequel.
how you're like, it's not just the best porn. It's one of the best films of all time.
It's a sequel that surpasses the original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I believe the Taboo series is available at hotmovies.com. I'm just saying, everybody. How does she finally get unstuck?
So he comes inside of her. I also love how brown her asshole is. You don't see that nowadays in porn. Literally, it's the one black privilege that I have is I don't have to bleach my anus because I'm brown.
Right.
So the fact that like I see this white woman out here just struggling with such a dark anus, I'm like, woof, this is great for me. Yeah, honestly, I was like, as soon as I saw how brown her asshole was, I was like, I'm watching this for Black History Month at the very least. Like, it's important.
Oh, you are in so much trouble.
So much.
That was the one stipulation of fucking my pussy.
One thing. You also have to get me unstuck. That's two things. Just two things.
So, is he gonna...
Yeah, he lifts the bed that didn't need to be lifted at all.
The bed that didn't need to be lifted.
He lifted it like barely a centimeter. But look at her. She's unstuck, but she has been coming. So now...
Oh, no. That's for the sequel to deal with. We are stuck with this baby. That's the follow-up movie.
I'm stuck in this loveless marriage. That's probably part of it. She's stuck physically, but also metaphorically.
Oh, yeah. Like
she's stuck with Jeremy Irons.
The bed is Jeremy Irons, and it has her stuck in a place she no longer wants to be.
Okay, so like I said, this is Quentin Tarantino-esque. This clip is more realistic. She's wearing clothes.
I don't know why, but I like her ass in these pants.
It looks great.
So well for some reason.
It looks
Vertical
great.
stripes, everybody. What's she gonna get? I don't even see what she would get stuck in here.
Oh,
The lattice work of this table, because it's a very fancy, like it's a nice little like
it's like a patio table.
Yeah, it's a patio Florida like table. It has a lot of like vinage and things. Oh,
I am stuck.
how are you stuck? No, lady, no, you're not.
She's stuck by one wrist on a chair with her ass completely in the air, and literally, if she just pushed the chair over, this is worse than the first bed.
No. I see it in between the rods of the thing. At least that's more realistic to me. That one could.
No, this one, her hand is probably stuck. Like that, I could see that. So in my vision, it's three different stepsons. Because each of the sons have their own personality.
So she's calling over the son,
Right.
and what's the son like in this one?
So this son is more like dark and brooding. He's a little bit more wily. They have a bad relationship. She's begging. She's desperate.
I've got something that you would like. You could have like no chores this week.
Oh, she starts real low.
Real low.
She starts real. This is why I think
It's like, Mom, I've already been not doing my chores.
that's exactly what he says.
Yeah.
But
And who's playing the second son? Who's playing this dark, brooding, manipulative?
So I don't know, because I have a lot of people who like they're too old for the role now. You know what I mean? Like I want like a real shitty guy to play this. I mean, I ended up being like Zac Efron but that was purely selfish reasons. But he played Ted Bundy.
Yeah, he played Ted Bundy.
Yeah, I feel like let's give Zach a shot to really stretch out his be this cruel, you're pathetic stepmom type of guy. You know what I mean? He just eventually pulls apart the table legs.
After he gets what he wants.
But he doesn't come inside of her. He comes, there we go. That's why he's a different guy, you know? You gotta cast somebody different, because so this one,
don't get stuck in the fire. Right now she's like stretching outside of the fireplace, and I don't want it to end up being the fireplace.
And so she's definitely getting stuck in the fire. What do you think is gonna happen?
Anything but the fireplace.
She's also wearing a dress that she's just pulled up for
no reason.
Easier access of the fireplace. You know how you hike up your skirt to get into a fireplace.
Anytime I bend over into a precarious situation, I always pull my pants down first, just in case someone wants to take advantage.
Just in case, like, you need to be stuck. So this, I feel like, is the culmination of the other two sons that she's stuck fucked, I guess. You can call it stuck fucked.
I love that. But I don't even see how she's pretending to be stuck here.
She says her hair is caught in one of the bricks.
Okay.
Which, no.
Also, which is more uncomfortable, getting fucked by your stepson or just tugging at your hair a little harder?
Well, here's what I say about this one. This clip, I feel like it's the culmination, because I think this is the stepson she's always wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even believe that she's that stuck. He's like, did you just get stuck so that I could take advantage of you? She doesn't deny it. Like, he's just like, this is weird. But then they have like the best sex, because they have like this connection. I think they've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The son's maybe skeptical, like, look, first time you're stuck happens to everybody. Second time, maybe you got bad luck. Third time, Mom, are you trying to fuck me more?
And she is like, yeah, basically.
I'm in a compromised position here, so I'm willing to give a little to get a little.
I mean, you're giving a lot.
No, instead of the bargaining that with the first two sons, she's like, no, I'm going to have sex with you. But she starts there.
I also don't know why it can't just be like, get me unstuck and then let's have way more comfortable sex. Why is the order of events this?
I think so that you can have like plausible deniability.
But the plausible deniability would then be, I'm stuck and he fucked me against my will.
Yeah, I think if Jeremy Irons comes home, she wants to be able to go, I was stuck.
And he raped me.
What was I supposed to do?
All 3 times my dumbass got stuck.
I know I kept offering it, but like that was the only way to get unstuck.
But then now I feel bad for the son. Now I want to yell at him the whole movie, be like, don't go in there. Don't go in there. She's setting you up.
No, he definitely was like,
she's gonna be one of those 5% of cases.
he definitely is like, he immediately was like, I feel like you did this because you wanted me to have sex with you, and she just doesn't even say no. Oh yeah, so this son, I would cast Justin Long. I just love him. I could understand why someone would go through the hoops to get stuck, to get Justin Long to bang them in a fireplace. Like, we've all been there, right, ladies? But anyway, these are all of that's my casting for if we're taking this seriously. But I have a second cast.
Oh my.
Because of how absurd this is. Like, you haven't heard any of her orgasm sounds. They're hilarious.
Oh God. Oh, your cock feels so much better than your dad's.
Bringing up Jeremy Irons.
Just fuck me, little boy. Oh,
yeah. She's like right.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, don't get too excited. Just don't get too excited. Oh, just really.
She has quite the range of movement for being stuck.
Oh, no. She's definitely being ridiculous.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh,
was literally one of the most ridiculous fake orgasms I've ever heard in my entire life. The absurdism of it. So I have a Muppet cast. I have a Muppet cast. Yeah, because, okay, so I have a bunch of great actors in the first one, but then I have, if we're really going to lean into what we just heard, yeah, like, I have no idea what that was. But so, obviously, Miss Piggy, one of the only female Muppets, so what am I going to do? Janice is too laid back for that. Miss Piggy
and Janice, bleaches her asshole.
She sure does. I feel like Miss Piggy can bring the sort of, I'm stuck, hiya, like, energy that we need.
She's also crafty enough that she would pretend to be stuck
Of
to
course.
get someone to fuck her.
Yes. So the first son, Fozzie Bear.
Okay.
Waka waka.
I don't know. I guess I'll hope. All right.
I feel like Fozzie Bear is definitely the one to accidentally come in a person that he agreed not to, and then go waka waka as the accident happened. The second son would be Sam the Eagle. Yeah, he's got an attitude issue. I feel like he'd be judging her the whole time for being stuck. For the third son, I think we all want it to culminate with Kermit, right? We want Kermit the Frog to get in there. That's the son she's not even trying to trick anymore. She's like, I'm basically in this fireplace.
It's like,
Also-
how much more clearer can I make it that I want you to fuck me?
Exactly.
Kermit? I've been spending decades trying to show you.
And now I've stuck myself in this fireplace for this final roll of the dice.
Like, if you're not gonna take my pig pussy now, I don't know when you are.
Also, it's sweet. The last son, after he unsticks her from the fireplace after they're done having their sex, he gives her a real sweet hug. And I just like, he's the sweetest of this. I feel like Kermit would be that Muppet to just be like, you were stuck in the fireplace and now you're stuck in my heart. Like I feel like I don't know which of the two movies I want to see more. Definitely the Muppets. Let's be real, right?
Yeah. Also, hotmovies.com could use more Muppet porn in their catalog. Tracy, thank you for playing Cast That Porn with us.
Thanks for having me.
Where can they go follow you, check out your comedy? I'm
at Clearly Genius on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you guys are 57.
Fantastic. And folks, hotmovies.com is such a great site where you can find clearly a variety of stuck mom pornography, as well as other films from your favorite stars, favorite studios, your favorite fetishes, your favorite categories. They got gay porn, bi porn, straight porn, fetish porn, all of the porn. And they're going to give you 20 extra minutes on top of any package you sign up for when you use promo code MANWHORE at hotmovies.com. Sign up for that 20-minute free trial. Use promo code MANWHORE. Boom, you got a 40-minute free trial, and then you can use that 40 minutes to watch 40 of the 52 minutes in Stepmom Gets Stuck. I think you can get through all of the different iterations of Tracy's recasting and see plenty of brown butthole. Tracy, thank you again for coming by. And why don't you go ahead and say so long to everybody?
Bye, everyone.
Seriously, please go follow Tracy, because her and I literally talked for another 2 hours without anything recorded. Sadly, we had one of those things like a genuine conversation. It was just two people talking and not two people making content. But she's fascinating, super sex positive, very fun. So, go follow her on the stuff, because, we had a great chat. And with that, I want to remind everybody, April 16th, again, we're trying to get 600 patrons for our 6-year anniversary on April 16th. If you need a reminder about it and you can't afford to pledge right now, I get it. Go to the Man Whore Podcast Facebook page, RSVP for the event, and we'll give you some notifications in April when we're closer to it. But I think we can do it. We've already crossed 200 patrons. That was awesome. That happened in the past week. And that's why I'm going to do the Fan Whore Appreciation moment. Okay. This is the part of the podcast where I like to give shout outs to members of the Fan Whore community, because, y'all are the reason I'm able to do this, and you're the reason why I'm pushing my creativity to come up with interesting episodes, fun bonus shows, side content, Man Whore Con, live podcasts, all that stuff's only because of you. So I want to give a shout out to some of them right now. Shout out to Clothes Free Valley Couple, which is what they call themselves, or he calls himself. It's Canadian nudism. And, it sounds so cold up there, but I guess y'all seem to manage taking your clothes off in the middle of the fucking tundra. And I'm glad that you haven't gotten frostbite, so that you could still tap your fingers on your phone enough to join up with the Fan Whores. What's up? Shout out to Val Zimmer joining her hubby. He's been a member for years. She's been we'll say participatory, and she's joined up. So cute. I love it when cute people join, which is basically everyone. Because what am I going to not call people who give me money cute? Come on. But also, Val is such a cutie. Thanks again. Shout out to Anastasia, you know, who's a very quick one-time patron. You know, she came, she went, and I hope she at least came once before she departed the champagne room. And a big thank you to Hal. Sorry, sweetie, that we're not going to be able to cross paths in Michigan. I guess you're just going to have to come out to New York City for ManwhoreCon 2020. You can join me and the other whoreheads out there. And you too can become a member for as little as $2. And with that pledge, you will help push us closer and closer to our goal of 600 patrons for 6 years of podcasting on April 16th. If you've ever thought I've deserved anything, start pinching those quarters together. Get them ready for April. I think we can do it. I think that'd be really cool. And I may even have something very special for y'all if we hit that mark. And now for this week's guest, Gordon Baker Bone. Gordon's a fellow stand-up comedian here in the New York City area. He's very funny. And, you know, I'll be honest, I never thought to have the guy on the show. And I linked up with Gordon at the AVN Awards, at the Adult Entertainment Expo in Las Vegas back in January last month. Ever since Vegas, I've been seeing him post on Facebook about like how the AVNs changed him, how he looks at porn differently, how he started paying for some of his porn. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Let's get to my conversation with Gordon Baker Bone. You know, it's never too late to teach an old dog new tricks, even if that dog's not too old, but they're all like, I'm 27. I know everything I need to know about the sex stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't. Even I, the man whore slut boy guy, even I don't know what it is I don't know. And I've been actually learning a good deal of things over at Beducated.com, our sponsor this week. Beducated is an online platform offering first-class online courses about mindful sex and relationships. It's a place you can learn new skills about dating, relating, and sexuality. Now, sometimes sex education classes can be a bit pricey, and that's why Beducated.com is offering Beducated All Access for just $29 per month. And if you're not ready to commit to that, guess what? They're even offering a free trial right now. You can try out some of these courses for free for a week when you go to Beducated.com. Sign up for the free trial, and when you're ready to pay up, use the promo code MANWHORE at checkout to get 20% off your subscription. They're going to be covering things like the female orgasm, squirting, rope bondage, anal sex, open relationships, and lingam massage. Again, go to Beducated.com, step your sex game up at the what I like to call the University of Phoenix for fucking, and use promo code MANWHORE for 20% off their Beducated All Access subscription. That's Beducated, Beducated.com, promo code MANWHORE. And now let's get to the show.
By Las Vegas police, they call it impounded, but it's not an impound yet. It's driving me insane. I was getting some drone footage while I was out there, just some B-roll stuff, and someone called the cops on me while I was on private property. I wasn't violating any laws at the time, so they came and they were very upset that when they interviewed me, I wouldn't let them pat me down. So she and they got very upset. And we got into a little bit of a back and forth, and now I got.
What do they want to pat you down for?
That's my question.
Yeah, it's like you have the drone, and here's the remote. It's not like the remote's up my ass.
Exactly. So, yeah, I even said, I was like, "Can I bring my drone down before like we start talking? I just want to make sure I get it down safely." And she was like, "Yeah, okay." And then she was like, "Do you mind? Do you she didn't say recommend. I don't even know the word, but she basically asked, "Can she pat me down?" And I said no. And that just sent her over the edge.
This is the police officer?
Yeah, and she tried to.
Police officers hate it when they can't pat down black men. They just, it's like a pastime. Oh, he got me with that whole Constitution thing. Son of a bitch.
She was.
Who taught all
upset.
these black kids about the Constitution? we need education reform.
Yeah.
Less education.
Yeah. So she was highly upset about that. And then like she tried to find everything on me to try to get like something to stick, and she couldn't find anything.
I read in my manual they carry a lot of illegal marijuana. I know it's legal here, but when he carries it, it's probably
I'm trying to
illegal.
make it illegal. Help me make this illegal. You're not being cooperative. So yeah, all that shit happened, and now I got to get all my shit back because it got impounded because they caught me on a technicality that I didn't know about. I got a brand new drone and I didn't write my registration on the side.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had everything else. I had my registration and all that stuff, but I didn't write it on the side of the drone, which if you drone, please write your information on the side of your drone. Keep your card. You don't even have to show your card, but keep your card close by so you can have proof. But yeah.
I just thought of an interesting, because have they been really using drones with porn yet?
Not yet. That's what everyone keeps asking me.
You know what? I think there's an interesting, like a neighbor. It would require some court. It would probably be too expensive, or you'd have to have a lot of friends with houses in the same hood. But if you had like 6 houses that were like all in the same block with sharing backyards, and you had drones that were kind of popping down into each backyard and seeing what the neighbors are doing.
That is the most common question that people ask is how can I incorporate porn and drone? It's a lot of voyeur porn is what it is. So it's just like, well, all porn is voyeurism, but
the idea of like going to like each of the different, like in the same thing, like it's popping into different neighbors' backyards and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that could be an interesting coordinated shoot. It'd be like an orgy scene, but like the orgy participants don't see all of them happening.
Like you can see everything. You could drop it and check out everything.
Yeah, I think we have a good idea going. Let's start staking out houses. But I'm here with a fellow stand-up comedian, Gordon Baker Bone.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Yeah, man. Nice to have you on the show.
Yeah, I'm happy I could finally be on the show, man.
Yeah, well, the first time I asked you was apparently a little too high stakes.
Yeah.
So I asked Gordon to do the interruption, the comedians heckled by their exes live show, and he was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, you know what it was? I was just going through like a big breakup, and some of my exes probably would have been cool, and I'm just like, all right, nope, don't want to take a chance. I don't want to see any of them right now. So
for your own emotional
well-being. That was all me. That was all me. Just like, nope, because like the ex that would want to do it is the ex I don't want to see.
Well, the interesting thing is that when I book it, and I'm trying to play around with how I booked that show, because I've done it twice. I did it in Chicago, I did it in New York last year, and I typically would ask the comedian for like 3 to 5 names. Okay. And then, because the idea is they shouldn't know who the ex is until they hear them in the speaker. Yeah. Right? And so sometimes I'd be like, oh, give me some names and I'll find, pick somebody. But I also think there's something to be said if I can just advertise for, have you dated or slept with a comedian? Yeah. Then like that way I can just contact a comic and say like, I have been in touch with an ex of yours. I can't say who, but they're down to do the show or you. Yeah. But it's pretty fucking rough. My sense with the show is that I can do it in any city where there's a comedy scene, because anywhere where there's comedy, there are people who have been comic. Yeah, there's someone who's been disappointed by the comics in that scene. Definitely. So, well, maybe another time in the future. So you wait, what happened with that how bad was that breakup?
Oh, it was pretty bad.
Like, what was bad about it?
We were together for like a very long time, like 7 years. And then like when we broke up, she was still trying to be friends while she was with somebody else. And I was just like, this is not what you are trying to make it into. Like she wanted to be that friend.
She wanted to be like, we can just be friends.
Yeah. And I was just like, after 7 years, I don't know. We can't do that. Well, I couldn't. Maybe she was more capable of it, but not me. And I was just like, I gotta split.
Yeah. And at least it's not, we can't be friends right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's so fair.
She didn't like that though. She was very upset about that. She was like, "Why not? We've been together 7 years. You're being immature." And I'm like, "Nah, I think I'm being pretty reasonable because, like, I get it. She wanted it to be a certain way, but I just wasn't there at the time." So,
well, there's people who like they want breakups to be amicable, and I think they think amicable means, well, we have to be friends. It's like, no, you can break up amicably and also never fucking talk to each other again.
Exactly.
It's it's painful. You don't want, like, I remember the first time I went to a sex party that my ex was at. Like, that wasn't fun.
No,
because like I'm being reminded of the breakup. Like, it was a bad fucking breakup, and I don't want to have that brought back up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a lot of me. So because like I've been through so many breakups, dated quite a bit of people, but now I'm just like, nah. I think she's like the one that gets under my skin, and she intentionally tries to do it.
She gets under your skin because she's trying to, or gets under your skin just because?
No, she tries to do stuff to get under my skin. Like still to this day, like we spoke twice since we broke up, and that was like years ago. But she still tries stuff, and it annoys the fuck out of me.
Like what?
Whether it's Facebook stalking, YouTube.
Let's define like what's Facebook stalking to you. What's she doing?
She follows me through her boyfriend's page on Facebook.
And why don't you just block the boyfriend?
That's what I did. I did that and YouTube Messenger. She messaged me on YouTube Messenger.
YouTube has Messenger?
Exactly.
What? Next you're gonna tell me there's YouTube dating. And I'm nervous that by
really
saying it, I'm
be.
gonna will it into existence.
Did you watch that video about the cat? Yeah. So let's date. No, God.
We both hate cat murder.
Might as well get together. But yeah, it was stuff like that. And like I try not to entertain anything that she does. So I try to stay far away from it as possible.
Have you not handled the breakup well at certain times?
And in the beginning, I think I took it pretty bad. And then I got a lot better about it. And then after that, it was just like, oh, okay, it happened.
She's not giving you space.
Giving her space.
How'd y'all meet? 7 years ago. Jeez.
School, when I was going to college, and I went to Peru. She went on the same trip, and we met through that, and that's when we started dating after we went to Peru together. So we went on this like cool ass trip, and I meet this person on the top of Machu Picchu, and we're like, all right, cool, let's fucking date. We got this experience together, and like we started dating. We had our issues in the beginning, but like at the time, I thought it was gonna be like okay, and like we make it all the way through it. But it got too rough at times, and then like I was like, fuck this shit. I had to get out of here.
I mean, yeah, but that sounds like a lot of empty space in between Machu Picchu and breaking up 7 years later.
7 years later,
7 years is a long time. Also, how have you dated so many people? If you guys started dating, did you guys have a lot of breaks or something?
We took breaks, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like breakups.
So it's been 7 years off and on.
Off and on for 7 years.
What was the final breaking point?
What was the final breaking point? It was her actually. She was just like, she wanted to split, and I was just like, I thought it was just gonna be another like breakup or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But
whatever. We'll be back together in a few weeks.
Because she kept giving hints like, oh shit, like what was she said? She's like, oh, I haven't dated as much as you have. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then like she was like, you lived more than I have. And like she kept saying that. And I'm just like, all right, like, do you need to date? If you want to go date, just like get that out of your system. Let's get the fuck on with it.
Go get some dick, come back home.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't picking up on the clues. Like that was her saying I need to leave. And it ended. And then I thought we were gonna get back together. Had an engagement ring and everything, and I was
my God.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, you were like ready for this.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Like,
and you were down to even still say, hey, if you need to get some,
yeah, you need to go out there and do that. Just come home.
Wow.
So it was just like after a while, I was just like, oh shit, this is it. It's over. So she, when she was trying to be friends at that point, I couldn't handle it because like I was just like, I was ready to make this huge commitment. And you're like, no, I want a full-fledged relationship with somebody else. And I was like, oh, you didn't want to date. You just didn't want me. So I was just like, all right.
Cool. I mean, they could potentially be similar. They could be like, I need to not date him so I can go date. Like, it sounds like maybe there's some FOMO going on.
Yeah. So I was just like, at that point, I was just like, nah, I can't do this. And then she was just hitting me up and just like.
Does she know you bought a ring?
Yeah, she knew. She knew, like, that's the one thing that did piss me off because she wanted to see the ring. And I was like, I'm not going to pull it out just to show you and then, like, you not put it on and be with me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no. Like, shit, I had the ring for a very long time in my pocket. I used to walk around with it because, like, I didn't know when or where I was going to, like, pop the question. So I just was, like, prepared. And, yeah, it just never happened after that point.
When did it finally settle in that, or how did it feel when you finally settled in that, like, oh, we're not getting back together?
We went, she was with her new boyfriend and she asked me to meet up with her. And like an idiot, I went. And I was still like very much in love with her and thought that we could still fix it. And we were just walking together and we were holding hands at one point, and like she realized she was holding hands with me and she snatched her hand away, and I went, oh, this is it. That's like for real. Like, you don't want this. And I was like, oh shit.
Or she, I mean, it seems like she would. She's, holding hands instinctively.
Yeah, she was holding hands instinctively, and then like at a certain point she snatched her hand away. I was like, oh, like for me, I just was like, this is not for me. I can't do this shit. So
what if she were to come back to you? Would you take her back?
no,
Never.
no. As much as I was in love,
it sounds like there's a possibility of that.
oh
that
no,
she could.
As much as I was in love with her and we had our issues and we tried to work it out, even as much as I matured over the time, no.
Wow.
I don't. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself. I was giving too much of myself to her than actually taking care of myself. No, I don't think I could ever again.
What would you learn about yourself over the course of a relationship?
I'm a huge giver. I give way too much of myself, and at the time back then, I didn't care whether I got it back, like emotionally, physically, mentally. I would give so much. I would pour so much love into another person that I felt loved by doing so much for this person.
You didn't know that about yourself before?
Nope, did not.
You didn't know you were a loving person?
Nope.
I like to think we all like to think that we are loving people.
Oh no, I think I was a jerk and I was a
like
dickhead.
Hitler probably thought like, "Unst, I'm very loving and caring." To Ava and the other whites. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
like,
I didn't.
We all think, I'd like to think we all think that.
Nah, I used to think I was a shitty boyfriend at all times. And then like, I had to go to therapy and like people were telling me, it was like, yo, dude, you give a lot and you don't even realize it. Like, you don't even want it back. You just want to give naturally. And I was just like, oh, that's the way I am.
Well, what do you think you could have done better in the relationship?
Communicate more and said no a little bit more.
Said no to stuff like what?
Stuff that I felt uncomfortable with doing, whether it was like sexually or whether it was just like shit I wasn't into. Because like I found myself going to shitty parties that she would be into. There was a time where she wanted to do like fucking orgy parties and shit. And she signed us up for like orgy, like to be like two couples that fucked and shit. And she was like, she wanted to do that. And I was like, because that was one thing. I had a threesome before we got together. And I guess that made her a little bit jealous that I had that experience and she never. So she wanted. Maybe
a sense of inferiority. Like, well, he's done this and I need to now live up to.
I think that's exactly what it was. So she was looking around for stuff like that. And I think that was like one of the funny moments in our relationship. She signed up for this website. And there was a couple talking to her, and they seemed like they were interested. And then midway through, she says, I have a boyfriend. And she was like, I don't know if they're really into it or not. And then, like, she sent a picture of me, and they were like, yeah, let's definitely do it. And I was just like, and she was like, why all of a sudden? Why do they really want to do it now? I was like, dude.
Wait, is your ex ugly? Or
no, she's not ugly. She was Spanish chick, and like I was like,
not that you're ugly.
Yeah,
but I don't think that adding your picture changes.
In my head, I was like, you're bringing a black dude to an orgy, so yeah, there will be game for that. And she was like, oh, I never realized. And then once the couple got really into that idea, she got sour on it.
Was it a white couple?
I think so. I don't even know.
Okay,
I
was just curious if that weirds you out when people fetishize you.
Nah.
For being a black
I know
dude.
people got fetishes. I totally understand that.
You don't mind. You're just like, so long as you're good at the blowjob, like fetishize away.
But like, she didn't realize that, and I was just like, yeah, you're kind of helping something that they got going on, and she was pissed about that, and then she just put the whole kibosh on the situation.
Okay.
So yeah, she was a bit jealous at times.
Why didn't you want to have like threesomes or go to orgies with her in general?
Oh, in the beginning I did, and then after a while, like I don't know, I fell in love, and I was just like, fuck this, like I want to be with you, you want to be with me. Like it was a certain point where I never thought I would be in a relationship where I was just like it would just be me and you and just full on monogamous, and we got to that point, and a lot of that was her idea also, because I was fully okay with being poly and dating and doing a whole bunch of stuff, but when I got together with her, it was like we have to do everything together. It's just us, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
What was the shift for? Do you remember when the shift was when you were like, I'm in love with this woman and I don't want to see her with other people now?
When was the big shift? I want to say like when I got a place and like she was staying with me and we were living together, and I was just like, this is it. This is what a couple is. And like I was trying to help her get work and make sure, like, just my whole life was making sure that she was okay. Mm-hmm. That's the big shift. Like once you get to that point in a relationship where you're just like, I don't care what other people think, I don't care what happens in life, this is my one. That's where I had the big shift. Before that, it wasn't. Like the first couple of years were just like, yeah, whatever. If we break up, we break up.
There's something like doing the move in and or some other. There's always, for me at least, like a part of love for me is obligation and priority, which makes it sound like I'm saying like, oh, it's work and no fun. Like no, but like to me, that's the ultimate love is prioritizing a person and knowing they prioritize me, and like feeling a sense of obligation. Like that's love. That's part of what love is for me.
That is 100% what it was. Because like I was willing to cut off whoever she didn't like, or if she said she didn't like something, I got rid of it because I was just like, I can't afford to have her upset. For mentally, for me, like if she's upset, that corrupts my whole world. So I have to do everything to make sure.
Goes back to you thinking I'm the shitty boyfriend that I did a bunch of therapy just to think I'm decent.
Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, well, she says it's bad, it's got to be bad.
So what are you doing now?
Now I'm just out here putting everything back together, and I don't know, loving myself more than I'm learning how to be me again. And it took a while, took a bunch of therapy, but it's back to a point where I'm just like, oh, I'm happy. I don't need someone to fill a void for me. I could do it for myself.
Okay, man.
So that's the big part of me right now. That's the one thing I do like about being single is the fact that I'm learning how to just take care of myself for once. And I'm just like, this is dope.
Good for you, because when I get single, like the last thing I do is take care of myself. I eat all the things.
It's so important.
Kind of.
It's so important to just like pamper yourself and just to show yourself a good time, because you owe it to yourself. The one thing that comedy has helped me learn self-love more than anything else. Yeah. Because when I go on the road, I if it's a casino, I won't go to the casino floor. I'm not even a gambler. I'm not even a gambler, but like I go to the spa. I sit at the spa. I go to the gym. I get a pedicure, a manicure. Like I take advantage of being a comic at all these luxury resorts, and I just do stuff for me, like a steak dinner for myself. I'll eat alone. I go to the movies by myself, and like my whole weekend of working is me just pampering myself. So
good for you avoiding the casino floor.
It's a thrill for some people.
Hard one for me.
It's a thrill for some people.
It's Vegas is so going to AVN. Yeah, this is an interesting tie-in. Is that I have to remind myself. I have to look up which casinos in Las Vegas are owned by Harrah's.
Yeah.
Oh no, not Harrah's, Caesars.
Okay.
Because I'm not allowed in any Caesars entertainment property.
What did you do?
I didn't do it. Well, I didn't like do a thing.
Okay.
And technically, I can get back in if I just drive to Atlantic City. But like back in 2014 or 15, I put myself on the self-exclusion list for 1 year.
Okay.
In the state of New Jersey, at least, like you have the option to do a 1 year for self-imposed bans from gambling in the state. You can do a 1 year ban, you can do a 5 year ban, and you can do a lifetime ban.
Holy shit.
And this is when New Jersey had legalized online gambling. So like I was fucking able to play from work. Like I had a day job at the time. So I would like be at work, and I was living in Brooklyn, but like I'd commute to Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey to work, and I could play blackjack online while at work. And,
Yeah.
and it got to be not good. So I gave myself like, oh, I need a year off.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't ban me from all gambling. That's why like I've never even entertained like a lifetime ban. Cause like I live in New York City. I can find action. Like I can find it. I was an underground poker dealer for 4 years. I can find a game.
Get the hell out of here, really?
I can go lose a bunch of money in Union Square playing backgammon. Like you can't really escape it, but whatever.
Okay.
I was like, so I do that and I forgot about it. Right. Because all that did was mean I can't play in casinos in New Jersey.
Okay.
Or so I thought. So about a year and a half ago, I, on a whim, I don't know why, I guess I just had some extra cash at the time, and I got on a bus to, I knew I can't go to Atlantic City. Or no, I forgot about it. So I go to Atlantic City, I get on the bus, kind of last minute, and I get to Bally's. Bally's is owned by Caesars.
Yeah.
Or Harrah's. I forget. I can't remember where I'm banned from. So I think they're owned by Caesars. And so like I go to Bally's and I go to get my card because like I'm a rewards whore, you know, like, I earn my points and shit. And she says, "Oh, you can't sign up for a card. You're on the self-exclusion list." I'm like, "What?" She's like, go to the high stakes pit and go talk to this floor person. I was like, "Okay, cool." So I go to the high stakes gambling pit, which is wild because they're saying you can't gamble, and now we want you to go watch the people who are gambling the most money. Just we want you to see just how little you're allowed to do. So I find the floor and I'm like, oh, you know, I totally forgot about that. Oh, geez, I literally didn't remember. Okay, because I would not waste my time. I'm not one of those. Like I'm good at rules. The rules I can't gamble in the state of New Jersey. Like I will not waste my time on a 2.5 hour bus ride just to be turned away.
That's a long way to go to get turned away.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. And I certainly wouldn't go give you my fucking ID.
Pretty much.
Right? So the guy's like, look, you can't do this, but you have to do it. You have to go, because it's been long past a year, I just have to go to an office in Atlantic City and sign a piece of paper. That's all I have to do during business hours, Monday through Friday. This was like a Sunday night. So I can't fix it then. So being the proper gambling addict that I am, I look up, because it's like evening time, it's nighttime. I look up buses to Philadelphia from Atlantic City, because I looked up. I was like, oh, they got casinos in Philly.
So you went to Sugar House?
No, because I read bad Yelp reviews.
Okay.
As you will find out, I should have just gone to Sugar House.
Yeah.
But I get on I quickly grab the next bus to Philadelphia.
Okay.
I get there. I take an Uber to the Harrah's. That's what it is. Harrah's is owned by Caesars, I think.
Okay.
So I take an Uber to Harrah's. It's like a half-hour Uber. It's not like close. But I go to Harrah's and I go to the fucking craps table. I put $1,000 down. I say, I want $1 on 12. Yeah. And, you know, if you verbalize action, it counts as a bet when you throw the cash down. Yeah. So, like, they see the money. So, oh, cool. So they put like $1 chip on the 12 while they're counting the money and getting my chips prepared. Mm-hmm. And the roll that comes out is 12. I'm already up $30. This is great. But they haven't handed me any chips yet. So I'm kind of like, what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, 1 second. They're just checking something. I'm like, okay. And they're doing more. And then like, it does not normally it does not take long. So at one point I just start thinking like, this can't have anything to do with the thing in Jersey, because the high limits guy said specifically, I cannot gamble in the state of New Jersey. That's all he told me. Yeah. So I think like, I mean, it can't be that. I'm in Pennsylvania. Like, so I'm waiting. I legitimately waited about 10 to 20 minutes. I think it was closer to 20 because I kept checking my phone. And they still won't. The money is right there on the table, but they haven't given me any chips. They haven't given me the money back. I'm also upset because I did win my 12 bet. Yeah. And then eventually they say, the floor says just give him his money back, which is kind of kind because they could have technically like kept it or I think at minimum they could have taken my $1 I gambled illegally. They just gave the cash back and said, sir, can you come with us? And I'm thinking, oh, okay. And I'm thinking this has to do with the thing that just happened. Okay. But I know that I'm good because the guy said I just can't gamble in New Jersey. So fine. So this security guy comes over. He's like, I'm the head of security and we're just going to go have a talk. I'm like, okay. And they walk me to an elevator and I'm like, fuck, I saw this movie. It does not go well. Guy gets beat up a lot in it. You ever see Casino or 21? It doesn't go well when you go with security into an elevator. Yeah. And we end up hello. So we take the elevator downstairs. I start taking my phone out because if there's anything I learned from Black Lives Matter, it's like start recording shit. Yep. So I
always hit record. Charge up your phones, everybody.
You know, I took at least one lesson. I don't know if I've learned anything else. No, but I don't know, like something about police brutality, apparently. But most importantly, record things when in private.
Yes, sir.
No, so I hit record on my thing, and then they said, "Can you please just leave your phone with this receptionist here?" I was like, I would rather not. And they said, well, we don't want you to record the conversation we're going to have. They said it blankly. And I'm like, oh my God, they've all been telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with that. But then also like, I also I was like, oh man,
It's bullshit.
this is what happens. Cause I did eventually give him the phone.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I caved. And I was like, oh my God, how did they Jedi mind trick me into this? Oh no.
So what did they say to you when they got you back there?
They pull me into this office and there are 2 state troopers there.
Okay.
And they're like, well, we're looking into something real quick, but we may be arresting you for trespassing because you're on the self-exclusion list. So I was like, I'm on the self-exclusion list in New Jersey. And I told them the story about how it happened. Hey, I'm a junkie. I took the bus from New York.
Yeah.
I get the Bally's. The guy said, you can't gamble here. And I forgot, but it's been past the 1 year point.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I said, well, like he said, only in New Jersey. Apparently what happened was that I did the thing online and I did it through one of the Harrah's websites. Whichever Harrah's property website that I lost money on last is where I clicked the problem gambler link and filled out the thing.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize was that would bar me from New Jersey and all Harrah's properties worldwide.
Jesus.
So I should have, if I got on the Sugar House, I would have been fine.
Fine. Yeah.
If I went to Harrah's. So I'm sitting there like, this is bullshit that like they're thinking about arresting me. Ultimately, they said, well, technically no one warned you. You could be arrested for trespassing, so we're gonna let you go on a warning, but you can't, you come back on, you'll get arrested.
Okay.
I then order an Uber back because there's one bus left.
Yeah.
Back to New Jersey. Otherwise, I'm stuck in Philadelphia with nowhere to go,
Goddamn
and
right.
$1,000 in my pocket that like now feels very unsafe.
Nope.
And so like I
One
get the
did that.
Uber. Yeah, well I get in the Uber, and the Uber driver is like smoking weed while he's driving me.
It is Philadelphia.
Dude, he ran a couple stop signs, at least one red light. We're on the interstate one point, and he misses the exit. He's like, no worries, man. I'll get off on the next one. I'll U-turn. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because he knows also that I have to catch this bus. It's the
Yeah.
last bus left. We hit a wall of traffic after a little while before the next exit.
Okay.
So he said, fuck that, turns around, and then he like goes into the shoulder and starts going very fast backwards on the interstate, the real highway. He's going 40 miles an hour in reverse.
Somebody
and I'm thinking to
wants those
myself,
5 stars.
I was thinking like, this is how I die. This is how I deserve to die. I'm a filthy gambler. I'm not worth anything. And this is how I deserve to lose my life. This is what I get. we finally do get on the exit. We get to the bus in time.
Yeah.
This is a sex and dating podcast, everybody, by the
Yeah.
way. Hi. We do get to the bus with 5 minutes to spare. He's like, oh, man, got you here in time. I was like, thanks, man. And he's still dragging on the weed.
Yeah.
And then I asked him, for all that, for all the stress of that, you think I could get a hit? And he said, no.
Well, he's honest, if anything.
But I'm still
A little bit of a dickhead, but honest.
all that to say, so when I go to AVN, I literally look up on Wikipedia what is
Where you
owned
can
by
go
them,
and where you
so I
can't
know
go.
which one's not even going to. Last year, like I went with Eitan Levine to go get. They want to go dinner at this one place,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking like, I'm not allowed in the casino that this restaurant's in. Can we pick a different place? So like I sat there the whole time. Like I didn't even want to pay with my credit card. I said, Eitan, can I Venmo you? Because I don't want to get arrested in Vegas in front of
Fuck,
comedians.
yeah.
It was with like Eitan Levine and Lisa Traeger. I was like,
Yeah.
these are people I don't want to be embarrassed in front.
Pretty much. Damn.
So you went to AVN.
Yes.
That was cool. I assume you
This
enjoyed.
is my first time at the AVNs. Very wow.
Yeah. What was that like? What? Tell us why you were there. Who you were doing content with.
I was invited out to the AVNs by Zaddy.com. They had me on as a on-air personality when they came to Exotica, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I did a one-day interview with them where I was talking to adult stars and cam girls and people of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So they said I did a good job. They wanted to work with me again. They invited me out to the AVNs, and it's my second or third time out in Vegas. First
But
time.
first time AVN.
First time AVN. So it was an experience to say the least. I was new to it, and
What's it like walking in the expo the first time for you? Seeing all those titties.
It was exactly what it was. It was like seeing all the breasts, all the stars that you know from porn, and you know these faces, but you've never got to speak with them. So you're super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And also you're like, all right, you're here. And like me personally, I just wanted to be as professional as possible. And also I wanted to be fun.
Yeah.
So
Who was the first person you interviewed?
What's the name? Noir. Oh, fucking, why can't I remember? Katie, it's not Katie Noir, but she was a fairly younger star, and she was cool as shit. And I just remember just talking to her first and really enjoying having a great conversation with her, because that was my whole angle. Like, I didn't want to be like the typical interviewers that were there. I wanted to kind of be chill, relax, also have fun, and also get the job done, but also don't be like everybody else.
What does that mean to you?
To me, it meant I'd much rather find out what's your favorite cereal than how many scenes you did this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather talk to you about, hey, what was a big moment that got you excited in your career this year? Did you do something? Were you able to buy a house this year? Like, what did you do that made you so excited this year? Whether it's like on screen, off screen, or just in general. If you could have any award, which award would you want? Why that award? Do you like Venmo?
But you're trying to like avoid questions like, what's double anal like?
Yeah. Stuff like that.
And they fucking, let me tell you, they appreciate that so much, because the amount of porn stars I talk to who are so relieved that we're going to sit down, because even though I do require more time, like I sit down for 45 minutes to an hour, you know, they're so relieved that like we're just having a conversation, and not me just asking, so what do your parents think?
Yeah,
Have you been molested? Like, apparently they've been asked that like,
so many times.
Who the fuck thinks that's okay?
Dude, it was getting me upset because I would see other dudes ask me like, so who got you into porn? And they're like, oh, well, I got myself into porn. They're like, no, which uncle touched you? Like, that's
right. It's like, what the fuck?
Like,
yeah.
End of the interview, like, fuck out of here. Like, it's I didn't want that for myself.
Yeah, they're so relieved to just get to like talk, and it's like it's, if you want to talk about double anal, that's fine. Just there should be a reason that we're talking about.
Yeah,
not just because
like,
you don't know you're too nervous and don't know what to say to a porn star.
Like when I was talking with Noir, like, she said that she was up for an award because she did double penetration, and I was just like, so what makes double penetration easier for you? Like, what's the key to it? If you had to advise somebody on doing double penetration, what? And like, she gave a great answer. She was just like, well, it's better when the two dudes are uncircumcised. It's easier for you, and the scene ends quicker. And I was like, wow, okay, it's informative. It's something that you won't always hear,
and it's relevant to the thing she's nominated for, not just like she did a scene once. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that was my angle with everything. Like, I didn't want to be that typical interviewer. And
who'd you like the most interviewing
wise? Wow. I probably said it multiple times. Misty Stone. She very professional, very laid back, very chill, easy to talk with. Just a person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I went up to interview her. She was eating some Cheetos, Flaming Hot Cheetos, and we were just like, I was like, hey, I see you eating. She's like, yeah, you know, it's real busy. I was like, should I come back? She's like, nah. She's like, if you don't mind me eating Cheetos, we can do it. I was like, this makes it so much better.
Yeah.
So like, we're just standing there, we're talking. Like, we had a longer interview than I expected, because like, we were just sitting there talking and chopping it up about, like, not even the industry, but just life.
Yeah.
And like, that's the kind of thing I wanted to get across. Like, when I was doing interviews, I was going to ask the question the producers wanted, but like, at a certain point, I was just like, I just want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, you get every mouth breather in front of them, and they're just like, oh, you're so hot. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, that's another thing that kind of freaked me out too. Like, cause like, after the interviews, I felt a little bit closer and like, all right, you know, like, don't be a dickhead these ladies that are working there, ladies and gentlemen that are working there, and just like you see people that like that's the one thing that was getting me that made me so upset. I met so many dudes that came there to see these stars and were being very disrespectful at the same time.
Yeah.
And like saying like, oh, look at this bitch, look at this hoe. I'm like, dude, you flew from a place that had titties to come be disrespectful to a pair of breasts
Of,
in
like,
a
more
star.
famous
yeah,
titties.
exactly. Like, what is your problem? It's like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you know, not everybody's raised right, in my opinion. But you know, it was
Was there anything that surprised you with all that? Like, I guess noticing, because, you know, outside of Facebook posts and tweets and stuff, to like see the type of stuff you might read people complain about, did anything kind of click with you? Where you're like, oh man, I didn't even realize how bad it might be.
Yeah.
Like, because like the way a porn star has to deal with dudes who are creepy or get too close and smell bad or like are weird with their hands or say inappropriate things out of nervousness or malice, whatever the reason, the volume at which they deal with that just at the convention is kind of like what like what women just tend to deal with in their DMs every day.
You know what I mean? And like that's
almost like a visual representation of that.
And that's what blew my mind. It was that on top of the industry. Like I noticed, the one thing I noticed is that cam girls are the most sought after individuals, especially if you're a cam girl that has a huge following. Like these big industries want to work with you, and the way they were trying to court these cam girls were, but like to me, it kind of didn't seem natural. It was like a lot of dudes were just like that were industry to walking over to the cam girl area and trying to lure. I shouldn't say lure, but at like
industry, like suit type industry, or industry like male talent.
Both actually.
Okay. They're going over to that because so the way the Adultainment Expo is set up is My Free Cams is like the main big sponsor. So they have these long booths kind of all over the place, and so each booth will be like a rotation of cam girls, and so there'll be like, you know, a couple dozen at various long booths, and this is all over the convention hall.
Yep.
Just to give people like a visual idea, it's like they're kind of all over the place.
They had My Cam Girls, and then there was Pay for Review. What was the name?
I mean, well, the thing is, there's a whole bunch of other companies out there, and they have booths, and they'll have girls there. But My Free Cams being the presenting sponsor of AVN, they like have. That's why they have so many different. That's why they had so much real estate at the expo.
Okay. But yeah, like just seeing how people were going after the cam girls was kind of wild, especially the dudes that were trying to make a name for themselves and not really position themselves in like in my opinion, the proper way. But you know, it's not my business, but I just didn't like it. Hands on. This is me.
I mean, you know, it may not be your business because it's not like affecting you directly, but it doesn't mean, you know, one doesn't, you know, speak out. I mean, that's I think something that we're trying to learn in today's day and age. Like whatever, you know, whatever you're like speaking up when you think something's fucked up.
Like
just being
that was the whole thing too. Like I would see stuff like that, and I would say something like to the ladies, if anything, like, hey, are you like, is this dude bothering you? Or like, and even then I was like, am I being too macho? It's a business that I fully don't understand, but I do want to help if something's going on. But you know,
well, I think the catalyst for me to even ask you again to come on the show without one of your exes heckling you, was you posted on Facebook the other day how like. And you've been posting like this pretty much since you got back from Vegas. Like you seem changed. You're like, I'm a changed man. I'm paying for porn now.
Definitely paying for porn now.
So you learned that lesson. And what made you see the light?
So many different things. We were also shot a documentary, and we talked to I talked to so many people, and just the work that goes into being a cam girl or just to be independent, and then to know that a lot of porn that a lot of people watch, that there's multiple videos, whether you watch on Pornhub or Xvideo, not all those videos are owned by the stars that made them.
Right.
So people are profiting off of something that they didn't do. So there's a lot of stars that have to watermark and edit and do all this stuff.
And they do the editing themselves. Like,
yes.
Like, you know, we know comics will do like a little podcast, and they'll hire someone to do edit each episode. Like porn girls aren't doing that. They're teaching themselves how to do
everything.
Premiere.
You can't trust. Well, apparently you can't trust anybody, because like apparently like if you go to an editor, you have to worry whether he's going to take your material and post it himself or their self or whoever did it for you, and you have to. It's a wild business.
Had you ever paid for porn before
No.
going to AVN?
No, not at all.
And what was the first place you went to dump some money?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans?
Not gonna lie.
That is the like, like I kept hearing about OnlyFans, but I actually didn't know anyone who used it. And then all of a sudden, like, I mean, well, I don't mind blowing up his spot because he said it on stage. So, like Shakir Stanley was all like, man, I got like an OnlyFans issue.
Shaq. I love Shaq. Me and Shaq, me and Shaq talk about that shit. Shaq might be another driving force that actually got me into like OnlyFans and like paying for porn, because you don't know how much of an issue it is. And well, I didn't know until I went and I saw it firsthand. And I think that everyone should go to the AVNs or just conventions like this, because not only is it's good for you, it's also good for relationships. And it's not just going to go oogle somebody. It's also you learn technology, you learn about sex toys and novelty and things that are out there that are being consumed at a large number. Yeah,
I think it'd be fun if you're down for after we wrap up, are you down to do like a little bonus episode about like what you learned that you didn't know Like,
yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah.
Also, your known unknowns from at the time.
Yeah.
So we'll do that for a bonus episode for the Patreon people.
Okay. I think the business behind it is what got me. It was just now that I know how the machine runs, it definitely changed me. Mm-hmm. Definitely changed me. And I wish more people would go and experience that, because I think it's a $1 billion industry that most of us don't even talk about.
And it's a $1 billion industry, and billion is like with them struggling. Like it should be multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
I have an industry friend who she told me that if everyone who watches porn, which is basically all adults, but if everyone who watches porn somewhat regularly put $100 a year, that's less than $10 a month. Just wherever you put it, whether it's one time you did $100 for a custom, or you bought a few OnlyFans things for 3 months or whatever. If everyone put $100 a year into the industry as a whole, porn would get to be thriving again. They can maybe get craft services again.
Yeah, these big industries that are fearful of things like OnlyFans and things like that. So,
but whatever it is, even if you want, whether it's an OnlyFans subscription that goes just to the girl, or on a camming site where they're getting some of the cut, or maybe if you are spending $20 a month on a Brazzers subscription or something, or way more wisely, guys, you go to hotmovies.com, buy a bunch of minutes over there, use promo code MAN or HI.
Plug it.
Whatever it is, it's you just got to put it somewhere. So whether it goes directly to girls or to the studios, it's not bad to spend money on the studio stuff. The studios are the ones who are going to give you these big, lofty features with lots going on there, and that's fine too. They're employing a lot of directors. It's just you got to put. It's I think the whole hashtag thing has stopped being like hashtag pay for your porn, but it's more like hashtag pay for some of your porn a little bit, like give us something type of thing. And I never realized until I started interviewing the porn girls that the crossover between, or the parallels between comedy and porn, fascinating.
It's so many different parallels between stand-up comedy and the AVNs. I'm realizing the AVNs in Las Vegas is just porns just for laughs.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, but it's just a different field.
Yeah. But they have to, they make their own content now. Even if you're a big star, you still have to make your own content. You have to do social media. You have to diversify your income streams. Like, it's very rare that any one comic makes their living from the actual stand-up.
Nope.
You make some from stand-up, but you can make some from writing. You make some from acting in a thing. You make some
podcasting.
from podcasting, whatever it is. You had to learn how to diversify stuff on your own, editing your own stuff. Like learn how to create on your own. All this stuff. There's so many different.
It's
the concept of people expecting your shit for free.
Yeah.
When you should get paid for it.
Yeah.
Comedians, we know that struggle. High people listening to this podcast. I have a Patreon that like you should give $2 to at some point in your life.
Pretty much.
It's really interesting. Just those parallels. And also, by the way, the quick turnover rate.
Yeah, and they intersect. Like, people get tired of like the old videos that they see all the time. They want new content on a daily basis, whether you're a comic, whether you're a musician, whether you're an adult star. it all has so many intersecting lines that people need to honestly look at and talk about, discuss it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a lot of people discuss that part.
Well, we're scary to talk about porn like they're people because then they're people, and then that makes watching porn weird. Also, turnover rate just in terms of like the career length. Like, think of
It's
all the
short
comics
careers,
that
man.
come in and then
Yep.
quit, and then there's a lot of porn stars who come in and then they
Quit.
So who's the first OnlyFans you got on?
I don't even know how to say her name right. Xaya Zaya or Zaya
Zaya sounds right.
Zaya Lovely.
All right, and how'd you find her?
Saw her at the AVNs.
AVNs? All right, so you
She's
took
gorgeous.
someone's card and you was
She's
like,
tall,
I'm in.
she's taller than what I expected, but yeah. So I was just like, shit. All right.
And have you done anything besides OnlyFans for paid content?
No. Like
You haven't tried like webcams or anything like that?
Haven't gotten into that yet. No. But when it I've been having a hard time even like actually watching porn like after going to AVNs. Man.
Yeah,
man.
Why?
Just hasn't. I don't know. Like after I went, it just doesn't.
After interviewing them, you're like, yeah, but I know her dad died 2
Yeah.
months ago, so that makes it.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about that's my Venmo homie now. We had he's just like she just paid her friend for pizza the other day, man. I'm not beat for this. What's up? So it's like it changed a lot for me. So I'm just like now I don't think I'm giving up porn forever, but just like right now, maybe it's just going to be like a month, maybe 2 months, but it's just like it's just not calling me as it once did.
Can I make a recommendation? I don't know
Go
if you've tried
for it.
this before, but have you ever tried like reading erotica?
No, I have
his
not.
head popped up then. He's like literotica.com, big fan. There's something to that, and there's a required patience with it.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason I fell out with it.
Okay.
After like high school, because I used to be really into it. Because I went to a boarding school where you had to you didn't have internet in the dorms. We didn't have smartphones, and you could get in big trouble for having porn. But like my loophole that I viewed was I would print at home. I would print the stories, not read them. I keep them in a folder, and then I'd hide them under my bed at school. Because like they're nondescript, like no one's.
This
gonna,
is college or high school?
This is I went to a boarding school. Yeah.
Okay,
high school.
okay.
So like if someone saw them, that if they don't read it, they don't think anything of it because there's no pictures on it.
Okay.
But there is something to it where like you really sit and you take in a story and you learn their motive. Like, why are we fucking this pizza delivery guy? Oh,
Okay.
she had a hard day
Okay.
at work because of her breakup, and now she's all horned up. And okay, now I can get into
Now we
this.
got it. All
and
right.
and it also requires you to kind of like not just beat it and go. Like you get to like
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like it's just been. Maybe I'm just not as intrigued as I once was. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely try something different, I guess.
yeah. And also breaks are always good too.
Dude, gotta take a break.
Yeah. Was there anyone who was a horror show to talk or work with?
Oh, a lot of people who don't know how to interview. Like I'm so.
Okay, so who was the worst interview?
Damn, I can't remember the name. I just wanted to get the interview over with. It was a chick from Houston, newcomer.
Sure.
From Houston. I was just trying to just like sweet as a button, but just sucked at interviewing. And I get it. Like you want to be able to promote yourself, and you don't want to. Here's the question that I wish more stars would just answer honestly. Who do you want to work with?
Mm-hmm.
Don't just say everybody, because that's just
You're gonna find that the more seasoned folks. Well, here's the thing: if she's a newcomer, she legitimately probably does want to work with everybody.
True.
You talk to Caden Cross,
Yeah.
or Angela White, who's probably worked with almost everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you talk to Jessica Drake, she'll be like, "Actually, I just worked. I think I did ask her that," and then she
Yeah.
said, "Like, I just did work with the person I want to, Venus Lux. I finally
Yeah.
got to do my first trans scene, and I got to be with Venus Lux, and that's who I want." Like having it specific is nice, but for those new girls, they're just like, "I just want to work. Like somebody, please pay me to fuck on camera." Please,
exactly.
you know,
And that's what I was bumping into, and I think that was frustrating me a lot. That it was just like I just want to work with everybody. I'm just like, come on, man. So I guess that's something I learned. And if I go back or when I go back, I'm just gonna focus more on my questions to be more thought provoking and fun. That's the key.
well, yeah, and it's good to have the fun ones because like if you talk to some of them, you will realize some of them are not thought provoking.
Nope.
And that's okay.
Not at all.
Everyone has to be. And
Nope.
that's totally fun. And that's when you go like, cool, I got my fun questions ready. I got my, what's your favorite cereal?
Yeah.
Because I think she can handle that.
Oh, dude, like it was so many like ladies I talked to that just had great viewpoints that I wish I could have sat down longer and interviewed, but you know,
Next year,
had to be
dude.
quick. Yo,
Come
dude,
on back next year.
I'm coming. Look, dude, if they have me back, I'll definitely go back out. It was a good time. I now I know how to play it, so I'm on board.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, Gordon, thanks for chatting with us. And Patreon
problem.
people, tomorrow you're going to hear the bonus episode. We're going to learn some more about like what really surprised him and what he's learned about the porn industry that Gordon didn't even know about.
Yep.
And for now, Gordon, where can people? Well, also, why don't you tell them what Zaddies is?
Zaddy.com.
ADDY.
ZADD
Oh, okay.
Zaddy.
I'm glad I asked. I was gonna put in the wrong one.
ZADD.com. They're a
It's ZA and then my 2 favorite breast sizes in order.
yes. There you go. It's the easiest way to remember it. Definitely check them out. I have my own Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Baker Bone on Instagram and Facebook, and also on Venmo. Cash App at Gordon Baker Bone. I learned that from them. Like all of these at the AVNs was like, yo, always drop your Cash App. And I'm like, you know what? I will.
You know what? I did that when someone broke into my car in San Francisco, and I woke up the next morning. I had almost $600 from people to help
See?
like replace the window and the Zoom and stuff.
Hey,
So,
man.
you can't get what you don't ask for.
Pretty much. And what else? What else is there?
You on Twitter? Do you do the
Oh,
Twitter?
at Baker Bone on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely check it out, y'all.
Okay, guys, go check him out. Go follow him over there. And Patreon folks, we'll hear you tomorrow or talk to you tomorrow. And
Yep.
but Gordon, why don't you go ahead and say goodbye to everybody?
Hey everybody, this was dope to be talking with y'all. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Again, go check out Gordon Baker Bone's stand-up comedy album on Spotify. It's called Nobody, Just Me. Or just go ahead and search his name, Gordon Baker Bone. Follow him on the socials too while you're at it. By the way, everybody, please check your spam folders. Check your spam folder, check your social folder, your promotion folder. All right, because I've been sending you some emails, and I think it's been going over there, and you haven't been seeing them. Go there, open them, drag them into your primary, mark them as not spam. Okay, you would hate to miss a huge, massive Man Whore podcast piece of news or update. You don't want to miss a time-sensitive appearance where I'm coming to your city doing stand-up last minute, but you didn't get the email because it went to your spam. Or even worse, you're not even signed up for the mailing list, which you can do over at manwhorepod.com. So friendly reminder, everybody, I'm on Twitter at @TheBillyPracida. If there's a Democratic debate, you know I'm live tweeting it. Instagram, I'm at BillyIsPracida. And on Facebook, you can go to the Man Whore Podcast fan page. We've got the intern Sophia dropping all sorts of fun sex-positive memes over there. And if you want to send me an email with your comments, your questions, your complaints, your nudes, whatever, you can send that on over to manwhorepod@gmail.com. Seriously, do you have it in your calendar? If you're not a patron already, that's okay. What I want you to do is put a reminder for April 16th, 2020. I want you to remind yourself to become a member of my fan whore community on Patreon, if not just for one day. So we're having a celebration. We're doing a big old thing. We want 600 patrons for 6 years of podcasting on April 16th. 6-6. Kind of a 6. It's 16, but there's a 6 in there, okay? 600 for 6 on 16. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And hey, if you can afford to, if that's what you want to do right now, if you can't wait to enjoy all the great benefits of membership, join up today over at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. That's Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Gordon Baker Bone's got a bonus episode coming out tomorrow for all of my $5 and up members. You know, there's a lot of perks over there. Patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Next week, we've got April Lampert. She's the co-host of the Shameless Sex Podcast. That was a fun doozy of a conversation. I'll tell you more about it next week. Register to vote, everybody. What are you doing? Stay slutty.